she's kind of extrapolating data where it doesn't suit her because, or where it suits her, because there are other rappers where you've seen that where they have gotten clowned for it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I could easily point to rappers who try to do that shit and it don't get them no further than where they've been at for the last 10 years. Playboi Carti raps like that religiously. And obviously he has a loyal fan base, but it hasn't gotten him out of the initial space he's been in since his first XL freestyle.
Yeah, but Playboi Carti's baby voice is kind of hard on some of the songs.
The fuck it is. He will be
kind of raw.
He will be that if typecasted for rappers is a thing, as that weird eccentric voice, and then when somebody else fills that lane, he'll no longer be useful. Like I don't believe Playboi Carti is any more part.
Matter of fact, I think it worked on the Tyler the Creator song.
He's not any more pop. It's always going to work if he's placed in the right situation. What I'm saying is he's no popular today than he debuted as. He's no bigger today than he was 5 years ago.
Playboi Carti?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough.
He's no bigger than he was 5 years ago when he started dating nigga Azalea or whatever.
Actually, no, that's not true. He's no bigger amongst our demographic, but I think he's huge amongst the younger demographic.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start naming some names in that lane. Is he bigger than Uzi?
At this point,
Blouse. Stop it.
Potentially.
Stop
Only
it.
because
Stop it.
actually
Stop.
both of them don't release as much.
Stop it.
There is no stop it.
It's preposterous.
I think he's potentially bigger than Uzi.
Blouse.
And again, you're talking about our demographic, not the younger demographic.
I'm just saying in general. I don't think Playboi Carti is in Uzi Vert's orbit. And let me be clear about what I'm saying
Uzi
here.
has dropped a couple of lackluster albums.
Let me be clear about what I'm saying here. I'm not saying that one or the other is more talented. I'm not saying that I prefer either one or the other. What I'm saying is, in terms of where they are right now in the pecking order in their respective careers, Uzi Vert is up there, and Playboi Carti back here.
Playboi Carti has a hit song out there right now with The Weeknd. Uzi doesn't have any music out right now.
We just talked about how we didn't know any motion that was coming from The Weeknd. You talking about the song from September? That's the song that's out right now?
That's more recent than the song that had everybody dancing like this.
But both, I would say both of them are in the same spot. We talking, it's February.
But one song
February of the new year.
Came out a year before the other one.
And lasted, right? Because Uzi Vert was still getting motion off of that one song. I literally, we just had this conversation. The shit that you're talking about, the Playboi Carti and The Weeknd's track is literally nowhere right now.
Carti's about to go on tour with The Weeknd, and Lil Uzi Vert's not even on tour right now.
And when I start talking about the way things are now, you always lean on the what's about to happen, what he could do, what's projected. That doesn't mean anything to the right now.
They already have dates.
It doesn't mean anything for the right now. If it goes out and it promotes and they don't have to cancel any dates, then sure, he'll get a big pump from going on tour with The Weeknd. As it stands right now, he's in no different position than Uzi Vert is with I Just Wanna Rock. He had a hit song with The Weeknd in September. Big fucking whoop. What, a feature on somebody else's project makes you bigger than Lil Uzi Vert?
No, because that's
crazy.
That's dismissing all the other music that Playboi Carti has come out with since I Wanna Rock.
Okay, you pointed to the track with The Weeknd. You pointed to the tour with The Weeknd. Don't make me beholden to the things that you brought. I gave you a couple of examples.
I didn't give you all the examples.
But those are the examples that you brought to the table.
But we know the last thing was I Just Wanna Rock. We know the last thing is I Just Wanna Rock for Lil Uzi Vert.
I didn't zero in on the track with The Weeknd. I didn't zero in on the tour dates for The Weeknd. You did. Don't make me responsible for that.
But the point is, still, those are more recent than anything you gave me from
One
Uzi.
of those things only actually happened. The other thing has yet to happen.
Still more recent than Uzi.
And again, you're comparing being an addition to someone else's project as opposed to leading yourself.
And yet still more recent and relevant than anything Uzi has done.
It can't be more recent if it hasn't happened yet, Josh. It literally hasn't happened.
The song.
Okay.
The song.
The song is more recent.
Still more recent and relevant than anything Uzi's done.
It doesn't balance the regency of it all. Doesn't balance out with the fact that wasn't his song.
Zane Beto, Carti bigger than Uzi at the moment. Perp-minded. Playboi Carti got it right now over Uzi.
I disagree.
I'm just saying. Carti is the guy right now for a certain demographic.
Y'all are leaning on regency, and I don't even think he has regency. But you're leaning on the fact that Uzi Vert hasn't made. So the thing that makes this whole thing fall apart is if Uzi Vert has a Kendrick verse, or if he ends up on Kendrick's next album, then it destroys all of this shit. In one track. No, it's totally
because
dependent.
It's not just the one song.
It is totally dependent on the fact that he has more relevant music. It's not dependent on the fact that he has his own projects that are moving. It doesn't depend on he has his own album that's popular.
That has to do with Carti's release
y'all are totally
schedule.
putting this argument on Uzi Vert and Playboi Carti on the fact that he's outside right now. So if Uzi Vert steps outside, then the entire argument goes away, right?
No, because Carti can also go outside.
I'm not talking about Josh. Today, we're only judging on what happens today.
Right.
You're saying that Playboi Carti is more popular today because he has more recent music and projects. Okay, so if that's what you're basing your argument on, then if Uzi Vert drop a track today, then he more popular. You didn't put anything. You didn't put anything in there about he's creating better projects than Uzi. You didn't say that when him and Uzi drop at the same time, he outperforms Uzi. None of that is built into your argument. You're just saying he's put out music in more recent times, so he's more relevant. So the thing that shatters all of that is just Uzi stepping outside and making some music.
Watch this. We just talked about I Just Want to Rock this entire time. You didn't mention the fact that Uzi just released an album in 2024, and it did nothing. It bricked.
Again, I told y'all when we started this argument is that I wasn't arguing who was better. I just told you who was more relevant. Uzi Vert is a bigger star than Playboi Carti, even if Playboi Carti has the more recent music.
His album just bricked. We didn't even know the album came out.
Man, when was Playboi Carti's last album?
Again,
no. Answer my question. When was his last album?
Carti don't release all that often.
When was Playboi Carti's last?
For that.
You cannot try to use Uzi Vert's flop and then not even answer me when I'm asking you when his last album was, trying to claim that the fact that he doesn't drop more is an excuse.
Wait,
why do we keep changing? So we talking about Uzi Vert, we talking about his album bricked in 2024. Tell me when Carti's last album was and whether or not it did anything.
It did do something. If the last album was Whole Lotta Red, it did something.
When was it? You can't even tell me when it was, which speaks to the entire issue.
First of all, my argument was that he's that guy for a different demographic. So just because I can't answer it doesn't mean anything.
So now we not even standing on it. Now we blaming a whole nother demographic.
That was my entire argument the entire time.
So how can we speaking so definitively about a whole other group of people that you're not part of?
I said he was that nigga for a different demographic.
Again, you are speaking for a demographic that you are not part of.
Then I went to the chat and found two niggas that are a part of that demographic.
Who are also not part of that demographic. Perp and DeMarcus Vaughn are older than you. We just established that earlier.
DeMarcus Vaughn is not in that. It was Zang Beto.
Are y'all YNs? Y'all the people who said Playboi Carti, y'all are part of the Gen Alpha or generation?
Yeah, bro.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are, bro.
No, they're not.